And like I just keep telling her like it's dead. I'm like, do you know what dead means? I didn't even know how else to explain dead. I'm like, I wanted to say something else. I'm like, it's killed off. It's gone. It's a goner. What's up, perfectly blended family, and welcome back to another video. I'm Chantel.
And I'm Greg.
And guys, we're having internet problems again. This is so crazy. But before we get into it, guys, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so when we drop a new video, you're alerted. Alright guys, let's get into it. Alright guys, so some of you guys might remember in the summer when we had like a whole, was it like Canada-wide outage?
Rogers went out.
Yeah, okay, it was just the one provider, one of our providers here, Rogers, went out. It was crazy. And I went to my mom's house to finish up some work because she was like the only one who had internet. So it kind of all like worked out for me. But guys, this is what's so crazy with the internet outage this time. So it's not like Canada wide, it's just our internet box, which was just replaced like weeks ago, sometime in January. So I'm downstairs in the office yesterday, minding my own business, doing my work, and all of a sudden I noticed that the Wi-Fi symbol is like trickling like on and off, or like trying to load or whatever. I'm like, why is it doing that? Then all of a sudden, Google, the page, I was on Google, and then the page just went, you know where it's like, you are not connected to the internet. It kind of like has a cloud.
No connection.
Yeah, no connection. I'm like, what?
I was training a client in the garage, and I stream music. I use Amazon Music, which people don't even know exists. Amazon Music is fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But
has like
all of a
every
sudden,
song on
yeah,
there.
the music just cuts. No internet connection. What the heck? Okay, so I just, instead of going to reset the router, which is usually my first go-to, it just takes time. I just turned my phone on as a hotspot and finished the session that way. And then I checked the router afterwards. And it's just dead. Like, it looks like we had it plugged into a power bar. Actually, I thought it was plugged into the power bar. It wasn't. It was plugged right into the wall. So the first thing I did was I turned the power bar on and off to reset the router, but nothing, because it wasn't actually connected to the power bar. I'm like, oh, wait a second, follow the cord. Oh, it's plugged right into the wall. And I noticed, yeah, it's plugged in all the way. The cord's plugged into the back of it. I don't understand. There's no power. There's no lights on. So I start plugging it into other places to see is it just that outlet, or like what's going on? No, there's no power anywhere. Making sure, am I screwing up? Am I not plugging it in right? Like,
right.
Is there an on-off switch? No, you just plug it in.
So first off, we're with Fido. Fido's our provider, and when they came to fix the internet in January, they replaced the box to this big, humongous shoebox. It went from like a thin,
a small, sleek
router to this big old shoebox. I'm like, what
we needed better upload speed for our videos.
Exactly.
And this one will work so much better.
No.
And it did.
Well, it did at
until
first.
It died.
So then I call Fido, and I'm telling the representative, I'm like, hey, like my box just died. And I know she's following like an algorithm, like she has to walk me through trying to reboot it and all that stuff. So she's asking me, is the box plugged in? I'm like, it's plugged in, but it's dead. She's like, is it plugged into a power bar? I'm like, no, it's not. It's in the wall, but it's plugged into the wall, but it's dead. She's like, try to unplug it and plug it back in. I'm like, I unplugged it and plugged it back in, but it's still dead. She's like, so there's no light coming on? I'm like, no, it's dead. I'm like trying to tell her. So then she's like, okay, I'm gonna try to send a signal from my end. I'm like, okay, but it's dead.
Yeah, there's no lights.
So then
on,
she's like, give me a minute. I'm just gonna try to connect to it. I'm like, okay. She's like, okay, a few more moments. I'm trying to wait for it to load up. Okay. Do you see any like blue signals coming on at on the bottom? I'm like, nope, it's dead. She's like, okay. Are you sure it's connected? I'm like, it's connected, but it's dead. And like I just keep telling her like it's dead. I'm like, do you know what dead means? I didn't even know how else to explain dead. I'm like, I wanted to say something else. I'm like, it's killed off. It's gone. It's a goner. Like it doesn't exist. Anyways, I understand the representative is just trying to help. Like I didn't know what else to say other than literally what it was, dead. So anyway, she's like, okay, we're gonna send a technician out to your house today. This happened yesterday, so a technician is going to come today. But this is the thing, they're going to replace the modem because it's dead. But I'm like, don't bring that model. I've never had issues with routers before until this big old shoebox. And I'm like, look how big and I gotta show you guys when we get home. Like it's like a big old fancy thing, and I'm like, does it need to be this big? Like these things are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like we're going back into time. Y'all remember like cell phones that were like as big as a shoebox with the antenna? And then now cell phones are like how big? Anyhow, it's a little bit of an inconvenience because we don't have internet again, so I can't upload any videos.
So we're using phones as a hotspot. We're lucky we have enough data to buffer that for a little bit.
Yeah, but
I used over 2 gigs yesterday.
Oh, we're getting bright because we just went under. Hold on. Yeah, like I used over, I'm sure I did use over 2 gigs. But the thing is, my hotspots and yours doesn't really connect well to the computer to like browse the internet.
Yeah, mine works fine on my computer.
Really?
Yeah. I was doing like running like normal yesterday.
Oh,
last night.
Mine didn't. Like you're like, oh, my phone's connecting to your computer. I'm like, yeah, but it's not doing anything. It doesn't even work. But that's good though that it works on your computer. That's good to know.
I was streaming and I was on looking at our YouTube
analytics and stuff.
Yeah, like all at the same, like just normal. I wouldn't have known that,
otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't work on my computer. It's not strong enough, or I don't know what it is with my computer. Anyways, guys, so that's what's up. But you know what? Sometimes there's blessings behind things like this and we can't even see it. We're just like, why is this happening? Like, you know, but I'm focusing on the positive. I hope we get a new router, a better router, and this will put an end to this problem. I've never had this issue before, ever. So, I mean, it's the first time for everything. But right now I'm editing a video, so I really don't need the internet because the program's just on the computer. But yeah, definitely to upload and post videos, you need the internet. So the technician should be coming around noon. So let's see what he has to say, because I looked this modem up on router up on the internet, and other people are having like the same problem with this exact one. So I don't know.
I just want to point something out. So when we got our house, the original furnace was still in there. So I don't think we did a furnace one. Right? So we had the furnace replaced a year ago? How long ago was the furnace replaced?
A long time ago.
It wasn't a long time ago.
Oh.
It was like
3 years ago?
That we replaced it? No. That it's already broken down in the short, like its whole life, it survives, and then we get a new one in, and within a year, it's already broken down. Like parts.
Oh yeah, this is the thing with the new technology. Like they're breaking down much quicker than the older ones.
Yeah. Let's say this was our second winter on it.
Right.
I think it was replaced early last winter.
Right.
So this is our second winter with it.
Yeah.
I go and I notice it's colder in the room than it normally would be, and I walk past the thermostat and realize it's set to 24 in our house, but it's only 22. So it's not maintaining the temperature that it's set at. Like, this is weird. And I check everything, clean all the filters, do all the regular maintenance stuff just to troubleshoot. Nothing's helping. It's just running non-stop. Like, okay, this is not okay. Like, this is killing our bills. Why is it running non-stop? And it's blowing cold air.
Yeah. It's just so crazy.
So we call the tech out, and he's like, oh, there's a part in there that broke. Like, it's a brand new furnace.
How is that possible? The one we had for over like 30-something years was totally fine, and then these newer ones you make, there's something in it that broke.
Like that easily. It's like, oh yeah, there's this little sensor in there. It happens. Like,
it happens.
It happens. The other one was 20 years old. It never happened. And now we have a modem. We have it for modem router. Have it for 2 months, and it just dies.
Yeah.
The remotes on the cable box, like all these things just die.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm starting to question things a little bit more.
It's creating intentional maintenance.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's what's up. We'll see what the technician has to say. I'll check in with you guys in a bit.
20 minutes later.
All right, guys, so we're home, and I just want to show you the router. So take a look at this. So here it is right here.
It's dead.
It's dead. It's plugged in and I can't, like, all these are supposed to light up anyways. It literally died. Like, what? Look at that. Anyways, whatever. We'll just have to wait and see what the technician says. And Greg's going to work, and I know where, like, nothing is. I guess it's in that panel. That's all he needs is downstairs.
All he needs to do is take that out, put the new one in.
And what about the password and everything? Like, to connect everything?
Do you have the password?
I might, yeah. From the last time. Okay.
You're just going to do the same thing.
Okay.
What's the network name? What's the password? So everything will connect just the same.
Okay, Greg's good with the technology, with those things. But I want to point out something. Since our family meeting last night, the kids were like vacuuming their room. Well, who was it? Amaya or Jasmine? Because their room is definitely cleaner this morning, but they're up vacuuming at 11 o'clock and couldn't get up this morning. Danny's making an attempt to get his clothes that is dirty into the laundry bin, but it didn't make it into the laundry bin. It just made it into his closet. And I'm like, okay, this is
steps in the right direction.
Exactly. So it's so funny watching them, and then there's things that they forget. I know they're not gonna, get it all at once, but I mean, I did notice some change. So I think after that family meeting, it's good. So we just have to see how everyone progresses. Anyways, you're gonna get your workout?
Yeah.
Look at this guy's guns. Trying to show the fam your guns? Okay. Whatevs. I like this shirt on you.
I don't. It's too baggy at the bottom.
Oh my god. Alright guys, we'll catch up with you in a bit.
2 hours later.
Alright guys, so Rogers is here. And I got the sweetest compliment from this representative. He asked me if I'm over the age of 18 because I look so young. Honestly, that honestly made my day. So big shout out to the Rogers guy that came over to help me with my modem. All right, guys, he's still working on the modem. They're replacing it with the same one. I'm not too happy about that, but we'll see how it goes because I see online that these modems are an issue, so he's like, this is the only one they're using right now. So I just have to accept what I'm being given. So it is what it is. All right, guys, I'll keep you updated.
10 minutes later.
All right, guys, so the technician just left. He was here for about, I'm going to say like 20 minutes. Yeah, he replaced the router/modem. And it's the same thing. But now you can see there's lights, which is great. He said that what could cause the older router to just die like that is dust and overheating. And I just kept asking him questions. I'm like, well, the one I had before never overheated, never had an issue with it. Just get these new ones. They're bigger and bulkier, and now they overheat. And he's like, oh, he's pretty much saying, ma'am, I just work for Rogers. Like, this is what they're using. But it just, to me, it didn't make any sense because I'm like, never had that issue. Like, obviously, it's a possibility. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to have to deal with that. Okay, great. But I like to know things. Like, educate me. Like, why did it go? Within, like, I've only had it for, like, less than a month. Anyways, guys, got a new router. Gonna get some work done, and I will check in with you guys later.
Much later.
All right, guys. So, the kids are home. And they're just finishing up their dessert. But Amaya has something really cute to show you guys. Do you want to get it, Amaya?
No copy, Dad. Look at you.
I have no idea what's going on.
Amaya's going to show you something really cute. You have to see this. So Amaya has been helping out in the kindergarten room. And she's loving it.
Not Danny's room?
Not Danny's room, unfortunately.
Mama, she made ice cream soup.
But Amaya has a little show and tell for us.
The little kids made these for me.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. The only thing is, she doesn't remember one of the names of the kids who drew her. Which picture is it? That picture. That's okay. You can always ask tomorrow and write the date on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I have to tell you a story about my experience today. You gonna hold this for me? Because I'm like... All right, so you know how we got a new box today, right?
Yeah.
Because you heard yesterday that the internet just randomly shut off. Anyways, guys, I'm saving this story to the end just so I don't have to like repeat it, so everybody gets to hear it.
When
So-
you were on the phone, you sounded so annoyed.
Oh, I was. That was about the dead part, like
Yeah.
the modem's
I'm
dead.
like, here, guys. Sorry.
Anyways, so guys, we got a new router today, and so this guy comes in, and he's of like Asian descent,
South Asian.
South Asian descent, and he has an accent, and he comes to the door, and he's wearing clothes just like regular smuggler clothes. You wouldn't know him any different than anyone just walking by you on the street. So he comes to the door. First he calls me to say, hey, I rang the doorbell, but I didn't hear it. So I run up and I open the door. And then he's about to come in, so I go to him, where's your badge?
There's the
And
What is
he's,
your bat? What is he, a police officer?
well, no, he's a Rogers technician. But the thing is, the Rogers van is parked across the street here. And I'm like, you're supposed to have a badge. Like, I watched too many TikToks, right? So
And my dad worked at Rogers
a long time ago.
a very long time.
But anyways, he doesn't have a badge, and I'm like home by myself.
Just an ID badge, not like a.
Exactly, an ID badge, just to identify himself. So he goes to me, ma'am, don't you see my truck across the street? I'm like, that could be a peeling stick. Where's
Could be a peel and stick, yeah.
Like,
They just have that like magnet stick-on thing. Look, I'm a
Yeah,
Rogers representative. or
exactly.
What Rogers contracted.
And it's
Yeah.
like, how do I know you are who you say you are? At least I need a name or something to go by. Like, I have no idea who you are, and you're coming into the house, and it's just me. Greg's not even here. So then he goes, okay, I'll go get my badge. And he goes and he gets his badge. So this is like a good learning opportunity for the girls. Like, anyone's coming to your house, it doesn't matter if they say it's Rogers. You need to see identification, okay? Like, they usually have a badge that says Amaya Rogers and a number. Anyways, after he comes in, it takes him like 20 minutes tops to connect the modem. And he's going to connect it, and he says to me, do you have the password for your internet and the router name? And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I'm like going to spell it out to him. And he's like, oh, not yet, ma'am, not yet. I'm like, oh, okay. So I wait, and I'm waiting for like 7 minutes. Then I had the picture of the information on my phone, and I must have unhearted it from my favorites. So now it's gone back into the gallery of thousands of photos, and I'm looking for it. So now he's waiting for me, and I'm like, I am so sorry. I just keep apologizing. But the thing is, he's like tapping his toes, and he's going like this.
Oh no! Like still waiting. Come on.
Yeah, and I'm like looking for it. I'm like, I keep apologizing. I'm like, I am so sorry. So it's taking like so long. So I call Greg, and I'm like, well, I text Greg first, and he took like a minute or two to text me back, and the guy's still waiting, and now he's like tapping his toes. So I'm like, Greg, what's the internet Wi-Fi information? And he's like, oh, yeah, I'll text it to you. And then I have to wait a minute. And that minute seems forever with this man, like, making noise and stuff. Anyways, I finally give it to him. And he's, like, super pleasant. So I was like, yes, ma'am. You need this modem, ma'am. Because I, like, was going off. I wasn't arguing with him, but I was just like, you know what? I really don't like the new modem. It looks like a shoebox. It's so big. And it just shuts off. And he's like, ma'am, I only work for Rogers. Like, you know, like, take your complaint elsewhere. But I'm just like, man, I really wish that we had our old one back. But I found it, like, so funny. Like, one of those interesting stories, like, when they come into your house, you never know who's coming, and you never know if, like, your personality will vibe with theirs, even though they're just, like, you know, giving you a service. But I just found it, so odd that he didn't have a badge in today's day. I was just like,
Like
that's
anything
weird.
to identify who.
Yeah, because when he came, I, like, he came to the door. He's like, can I come in? And I'm just like, where's your badge? Because the other guy wore one. I remember his name on it. Anyways, just for everyone out there, street smart, just be safe, okay? Because you just never know. But yeah, it went well, and
We have internet again.
we have internet again.
For now.
For now. We'll see how long this lasts. But guys, maybe you could drop a comment down below. Let me know if you have like any interesting stories about providers coming to your home for anything like TV, cable, internet, that you can share with us. We would be so interested to hear. Anyways, guys, we are going to end the vlog here tonight. But before we do, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell
Up there.
because we don't want you to miss a thing. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye. Bye.